Alrighty guys, good to have you back on another video of NieR Reincarnation, and today we're doing some tower. Okay, the new fire tower is up. It lasts for 7 more days. And as I promised you in a short video, I wanted to show off this 2-character loadout with which I cleared the quest 36. So we have the new free-to-play Priet. She's actually a pretty good healer. If you didn't know, she has a 4-hit character skill and recovers 25% of all allies' HP. And on top of this, she also has resilience, and when you awaken her 3 times, she also gets ward. So pretty good support unit here. The weapon loadout is these shiny knuckles. The recovery helps for her because she was quite low on HP at the end of the fight. And on skill 1 we have the burn here to do basically 95 to 98% of the damage. As sub-weapons we have X-Fio's Fist for some crit rate and EX F66X Staff for HP. Memoirs is a half set of HP memoirs here with a crit rate primary stat and another crit rate primary memoir piece as the third piece here. This first piece is HP 20%, and we also have a toughness debris 10% HP up. We run the fire companion here, the fire damage up, but you could also use some sort of a healing companion. For example, this one, which we got for free, is a 30% recovery, as well as this light book here is also 30% recovery, but 10% for 3 turns instead of the 30% at once. If you do have some trouble with your HP, you can always run a full HP set here, so change this piece of memoir against another HP piece. So if I'm just doing this quickly, you can see my HP will go up significantly, almost 300k there. And you also can swap this crit rate main stat out for another HP main stat memoir instead, because in the end, like I said, we do damage with the burn and not with our attacks. Then we have F66X. I do have her as a natural awakened 5 unit, so that means we can't use any generic awakening stones because there aren't any out there, but yeah, I'm pretty glad I got her to awaken 5 because she is my hard carry for tower content since the existence of tower content. So her character skill is a 40% HP recovery. She has toughness, 20% HP up for herself, and also a ward ability, 10% defense up for the party. And for her I have this mechanical baton as main hand. It has an AoE healing on skill 1 and a increased defense on skill 2. It's actually for 30 seconds, so it's not that bad. And it has defense weapon abilities, pretty good for this tower. And on her sub weapon we have EX Rion's Light Staff for HP and EX Lars Short Sword for crit rate. Yeah, but as I said, you can always swap this out for something more HP. For example, this handout staff here is actually pretty good. It was for the Christmas Rion handout unit, had this stuff, and as you can see, my HP, there's a lot of room for HP improvement, so you don't have to go for crit rate in the end. Yeah, but this was my team. maybe give it a try if you have trouble clearing this quest here. Okay, but I want to go into some gameplay for quest 39 and 40 after this. And this is basically with my team I use throughout all the tower content. So when I say team, I only swap the characters out, but the weapons stay the same. So we have this fist. It was a handout fist. It has burn on it, helps quite a bit, and sub weapons, F6XX staff, and this is Noel, yeah, EX Noel staff for some defense. So HP defense here is the way to go. My memoirs are always crit rate main stats, so I go to 100% crit rate and almost or close to 200% crit damage, because in the end, yes, we do have the burn here, but we also want to deal damage with this team, because yeah, I don't want to stall out for like 3 hours only for this content. Yeah, I wanted to go, yeah, to clear this as fast as possible. The main hand for the character in the middle is always Perfect Justice. It's, yeah, probably the best main hand you can use for this tower content in terms of damage, and both sub weapons here are damage orientated as well. We have a broken set of crit damage memoirs. That's why we're at 229% crit damage, and another crit damage, crit rate main stat memoir as the third piece. And the character on the right is like the healing character here. We have this mechanical Baden again, then two EX sub weapons to speed up the cooldown of the healing skill on skill 1. It's 29 seconds, so actually pretty long. We have 3 crit rate main stat memoirs and another attack up companion here, which is also at the same time our blaze support. Okay, 40%. You could use the fire book, and then you have 20% blaze support, but you don't have an attack skill here. So it comes in handy when you want to stack up the attack up. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I did run this quest a couple of times and it works out, but sometimes due to bad RNG you can get a little bit in trouble. But let's see how it turns out. So we wait for the 3 skills of the boss, then we go with a small mistake. Usually we want to stack this defense up together with this defense up for 6 attacks.
Stop it!
Yeah, we eat 3 here. We use 1 companion skill because we want F6XX heal next time. It doesn't look good for our HP, especially Noel is pretty low, so we use the F6XX as fast as possible. And then we have to eat 3 skills from the boss, and we slow down because we want the AoE heal here, and we queue up all the skills and finish with last character skill to beat the boss.
Interfering.
Okay, last wave. We use the attack up companion as fast as possible because we want to stack our attack with the second companion skill as well. We use the defense up.
Now they're going down.
To reduce a bit of damage from these 2 boss skill. You have to be a bit lucky here. Okay, you got the luck. Can heal. Can use another companion.
That's
use
your
the skill.
target.
And we aim to finish the boss on the next skill rotation. So now we have to eat one.
It hurts.
Okay, one auto attack here, and then let's see. Could probably do this way, and this should work out. The reason I used EX Lars skill 1 first is to increase the combo for the damage for the character skill of Noel, and after that I can also use the weapon skill 2 of Lars and his character skill and still have the boon damage up in the end. So yeah, it worked out quite fine. We cleared all of the 3 objectives here, and we jump into the final quest, quest 40. Alrighty guys, quest 40. So the change that I did here was to swap in this beautiful Bloody Akiha. Because of her recent buff, she's a good healer now. And the objective for this quest is actually having a 2-hand sword user and a staff user, so that's why I use Bloody Akiha and 66 here. And together with both of the character skills and mechanical Baden, I'm pretty much guaranteed that I'm above 80% at the end of the burst turn, so I heal up in the same turn when the burst happens. The strategy for wave 1 was pretty much to have 2.5 skill rotations to kill the boss here. So we have to eat all of the 3 boss skills there. Then I use the burn, Lars a bit of damage, and heal up, and at the end I stack defense up weapon skills, so to reduce a bit of incoming damage from the next wave of enemy skills.
Now they're going down.
So after this I extend the defense buff with the 30-second defense buff, and then I do a little bit of tiny damage with Lars here. I have to use the AoE heal in order to not die. I didn't get it off in time, so fortunately it didn't hit 66 there. Yeah, it's a bit messy, I'm not gonna lie, but we heal up with both character skills before we go into the next wave. Lars finishes the job. Wave 2 was actually kinda easy because it only involves 1 burst turn from Lars, but we still need to eat up 3 enemy skills there. I still use the weapon skills of F66 and Bloody Akiha to increase their gauge fill for the character skill, because we're gonna need them in the next wave as well. Nice damage cap there from Lars.
How annoying.
And then the last wave. It was kind of tough because I was too stubborn to adjust my loadout. It would have been way easier if I didn't use like 3 characters with 100% crit. So just give F66 and Akia more HP in your case if you have a hard time dealing with this boss. And I also recommend using EX Saryu instead of 66 here, because she actually deals a bit of damage and it's kinda useful to knock the boss down in the end. And I probably would recommend getting another weapon on Akiha as well. So I thought about giving her the Lotus instead of the fists here, because the fists the burn only lasts for 3 turns, and the Lotus Sword lasts for 6 turns, and it's also a preferred weapon for Akiha, which also deals some damage. So yeah, here Lars is actually quite important that we use his character skill here, because as you saw, the boss charges up a powerful attack, and when we deal a special which deals significant amount of damage, we actually can cancel the attack. So and then the rest is just survive, use your weapon skills and character skills when you need them. And here I use my first attack up companion to initiate the burst in the end. So what we have to do is here just survive until we have the second companion skill. And then we have the character skills ready for 66 and Akiha. And we can use them before we burst down the enemy with EX Lars character skill. I didn't stack my attack up here, which definitely was a mistake. The outcome would have been, or could have been, different in the end. So yeah, used the companion earlier. But yeah, I was lucky that the damage distribution wasn't that strong on one character only. So we did the job in the end there, and I'm pretty glad it worked out. So the way I approach this tower content as in general is to make one loadout to clear all of the 3 objectives, and it worked out just fine. And if this wasn't hard enough already, I this time limited myself to use only one loadout for all of the quests, except for the quest where you had to use 2 characters only. There I used the other team, which I showed you earlier. And yeah, it was actually kind of a fun experience. I think I will keep it for the upcoming future tower events as well. Because yeah, I like to do some challenging stuff in the game, and it keeps the fun for me at a high level. So if you like this video, please leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe, or maybe not. But I think, yes I do. Peace!